Big plot point, part 2. Over time, as Tensei stays with them, Mitsuko notices he's not as arrogant or self-absorbed as he first came off as when he starts noticing him helping around the hostel, like watering the flowers and doing some laundry. During this time, Tensei becomes territorial, possessive, and protective of Mitsuko, like not wanting other people to flirt with him or the uncle to eat his cooking, or being too overly affectionate with hugs. He also gets very relaxed being there and doing what he pleases, like the incident where he went belly boarding instead of snowboarding and broke the uncle's wall, which was hinted at is not the first time this happened, which makes the uncle mad, and he ended up contacting Tensei's father. Unknowns to the main character that this is happening, they gotten close, and Tensei tells Mitsuko he wants to stay with him, and that he's the one who makes him want to stay in his adult form. Once he turns into it, they pleasure each other, and unknowns to Mitsuko, Tensei marks him. The next day, Mitsuko wakes up thinking he just dreamed that his yokai had become an adult. Tensei reveals during their talk later that day that it wasn't a dream and that he was actually an adult whose form was not stabilized and still had the tendency of switching back to his child form. Big plot point, part 3. Because of the peer pressure his father, the chief, had on him of finding his true mate and becoming chief, but he wanted to pick his own mate. To his father, I won't be peer pressure into this. I want to find someone who loves me from me, and I love them. Not to be peer pressured like you want me to. That's why he ran away at the beginning, because he didn't want to deal with his father's peer pressure. He wanted to find someone at his own pace. And reveals that he wants that mate to be Mitsuko. Then his uncle comes in and finds out about the marking and got very angry and informed them that he had contacted Tenshin's family to come and get him. Later that same day, an emissary from their family, a five-tailed cat named Byaku, came and tried to persuade Mitsuko to let him remove the mark, and saying that Tenshin was attempting to make Mitsuko go with him, knowing that Mitsuko had to give up his life and never be able to come home. The three went back and forth for a while, but when things calmed down from the fight, both Tenshin and Furukan made jokes and barbs at one another. Mitsuko made dinner for them, and then Furukan went away for a while, just wandering the house. And the two talked. Mitsuko told Tenshin that he wanted to be with him. Tenshin turns into an adult again and tells Mitsuko that he wants them to have a baby together, that yokai mating was different than humans, and if Mitsuko wanted a baby, that their combined wills and wants would make it happen. Once Mitsuko consents, they made love, and after a few tries, they conceived. Steamy, and very interesting how they do that. In the spoilers, safe to continue. If you want to know what happens with Mitsuko and Tenshin, the five-tailed fox, Tenshin's father, Mitsuko uncle, and the Babula Rose, I will be leaving a link at the bottom to Amazon.com where you can get the comic book version of this manga to see what happens next. Let's continue. What I liked about the manga, part 1. I really enjoyed seeing the different kinds of yokai and how they shifted from child to adult, may it be by their choice and will or removing their talisman, and how they differed in looks from child form to adult, like how the bird had chubby bird body, wings, a human head, while the cat had a human head with cat ears and a plump cat body with 5 tails. The adult bird had more flowing clothing, and the cat had more skin-tight garments. It was a really cool representation of their animal sides and clothings. I thought it was just a beautiful transition and representation of them, seeing how their clothes match the characteristics of their animal form. This is a beautiful imagery. I also really liked the marking that they had and how it took work as relationships do to keep it and stabilize it, and how they had to build trust to fully solidify it through the intimacy of the body and emotions. It was a beautiful representation of what true relationships would feel like, the coming together of in and out of the bedroom, and how their passion solidified their mating bonds. I thought that was really cool that a mark had to be solidified through trust of every aspect. It was a great take on it. I also like the slow burn of the relationship, from tension tolerating Mitsuko and Michigo finding him cute to them really seeing that they're good together and that they make each other happy and bring out the best in each other, was bringing out their burning passion and intimacy in and out of the bedroom, because they got to know each other before jumping in to things, which was a good fitting for the story. The story was meant to be a slow burn because with all the things coming at them, it had to have that build up of them knowing each other to really be able to stay together no matter what. And I feel like the author really captured that.